has really stepped up for us this year. She's been a consistent force for us. She's playing both outside and right side in different rotations for us. As you see there, she's got a pretty explosive swing. She takes a good, strong approach to every ball, and so she's really stepped into the role of leader and captain very well this year. She just takes the team on her back when we need her to, and gives us very consistent production on a daily basis.
All right, and this next highlight is one of my favorite players to watch. She has ups. This girl has a lot of ups.
Yes, she does. This is Raíssa Santos. She's our outside hitter from Brazil, also a senior, and as you see when she jumps, she just continues to go, and it takes her forever to come back down. So she's just one of those dynamic players that is a blast to watch. I mean, she hits so hard and she jumps so high, and just the pace at which she plays and the consistency, her level of determination has been awesome to be a part of, and just to get to watch her perform has been great.
And then we have a defensive play here. Another senior of yours. What is her role on the team?
This is Alex Benbrook. She's a middle for us. She is 6'2", long arms, long legs. She's quick. She gets up. She's just such a defensive presence for us with her blocking ability. She reads setters very well, opposing setters, and she's able to get places pretty quickly to get close for the blocks. And so not only is she a good defensive presence for us, but she's a very strong offensive player too. And so we've had really great leadership from all three of these guys, and they all three just have such a will to win. And so it's been great to be able to work with these guys.
Are there any other seniors on your team that you may want to point out?
We do. We've got one more, and that is Tori Cross, and she actually just came off of a 30-dig match this last weekend in Kansas. Again, one thing I can say about my seniors is they're very solid. They all really want to win. They give us good, consistent production, and she's just another one that's really fun to watch. She's all over the floor all the time, and she's had multiple matches where she's had 20 or 20 plus digs, so that's been huge for our defensive scheme.
I do love watching Tori too. She's rolling on the floor. She always works hard. You can always count on her.
Yeah.
What are your expectations for this season?
You know, we've hit a couple of bumps in the road here, but we're finding our way. We've added some new players, and we've got 4 new girls in, and so we're just feeling our way through. And the chemistry this year is really big for us. The girls get along really well, and that's transferring onto the court. And so, you know, we've got a lot of expectations on us, not only the ones that we've set on ourselves, but for our fans. And within the conference, we came off a great season last year, and so we're looking to repeat another conference championship.
And then, kind of off the subject of volleyball, you're pregnant, and I heard that the girls won't let you pick anything up.
No, they've actually been very motherly to me. They take really good care of me, and they give my husband a hard time all the time. They've given him a nickname, and so they call him Daddy all the time, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. But they have really been good, and I told them when I found out I was pregnant that I was really sorry, because that was going to be 2 seasons in a row they were going to have to deal with a crazy lady. So, but they've handled it really well. So,
well, good, and thank you so much for joining us today. And we will be right back after this break, so stick with us.
Coming next fall to OCU TV Channel 22, a show dedicated to Stars Athletics, bringing you the best full game coverage, the best highlights, and the best sports talk around. Hosted by your friends and classmates right here at OCU. Be sure to tune in fall 2011 for the debut of this must-see production, right here on OCU TV Channel 22.
Welcome back to OCU Sideline. I'm Allison Gappa. Joining me today in the sports basement is the voice of the Norman Tigers, Andrew Himes, and OCU TV station manager, Andy Gibson. We're talking all things football today, and right now we're going to start off talking about the Big 12 realignment. Texas wants to stay. Oklahoma wants to leave because of A&M. What do you guys think?
Big 12 is dead.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's gone. There's obviously a problem somewhere, because the last 2 years somebody's wanted to leave. 3 schools already have. There's a problem somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's done.
Yeah, Colorado looks brilliant for bailing out when they did. I would love to see OU, OSU, At least those two go to the Pac-10, to the Pac-12, and then probably two more are going to go with them. Hopefully Texas, maybe Texas Tech, I don't know. But I hope we go west.
Texas
go west.
is wanting to stay, though. They're wanting to keep that Big 12 alive. They're holding on to everything they can.
It's because of their TV network that they put together, and they may have to go independent. You know what? I think that's great. Go independent. That way we don't have to listen to them whining anymore. Seriously.
So what about
it's terrible.
Not having this OU-Texas big rival anymore?
It's still going to be there if they're independent because it's just going to be a non-conference game for OU. I guarantee you that game will stay.
Well, and we survived.
They'll still have to have their game, you know.
We survived whenever we got rid of OU Nebraska, too. So.
Well, exactly.
And you got to remember, OU and Texas were not in the same conference to begin with, and we played every year. So that's not going to die.
All right, so jumping ahead, weeks and weeks away now, lots of good football Saturdays I'm looking forward to, but BCS predictions, I know it's a long ways away, but what do you guys think?
Andrew, go ahead. I'll follow your lead on this one.
The two best teams in football probably won't play in the BCS game. That's just how it works. But, you know, it pains me to say that LSU looks like the class of the SEC right now. I don't see anybody who's going to beat LSU in the SEC, honestly. I mean, Alabama, who's their quarterback? I don't know. I mean, Trent Richardson, yeah, he's pretty good, but offensively, I don't have much after that. And LSU doesn't look like they're any worse for wear after losing their starting quarterback. So, you know, I got to say, in the SEC, it looks like LSU. The Big 12, I mean, honestly, you got to hurry up and wait on the Big 12 because so far – you got OU, OSU, A&M, and not exactly. So one of those is going to come out of the Big 12, but who, you know, we really don't know right now. The Big 10, usually watching Big 10 sports is about as exciting as watching paint dry. So, but Wisconsin looks really good with Russell Wilson. So they're looking okay. Oregon kind of stumbled a little bit in the Pac-12. The feel-good story, you know, would be Stanford coming out of there because I think, you know, everybody's like, why did Andrew Luck come back to school? And if they go to the national championship, that's why he came back.
Cinderella story.
I think you're smart starting off with SEC. There's always going to be an SEC team in the final. It's just set up that way. So LSU, if they can keep their ship upright, I think that's a great pick. Big 12, I agree with. Boise State, you gotta at least mention Boise State.
This might be the year.
This could be the year. They're already up there, and they've got a tough schedule to start off with. So I would love to see them there in the end.
Cool. And then Cam Newton, big debut this past season in the NFL, made history. 422
Shocker.
yards. What
Total
do you guys
surprise.
think?
I would have never guessed that in a million years.
He didn't win.
I know, but what a show he put on.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, I think
he made history.
The NFL is going to have to accept the fact that there aren't any more NFL-style quarterbacks that are going to be coming out of college.
Yeah.
You know, because the college game is changing so much. Cam Newton, you know, didn't lose a game in 3.5 years in college or whatever it was, and then, you know, he goes to the NFL and everybody's like, no, he's not going to be a good NFL quarterback, and he goes out and does that.
You know?
And
when they drafted him #1, I admit I was like, what are you guys thinking? I know you got to do it for attendance purposes, but I was against it, and then he comes out and does that, so good for him.
You know, relating to Cam Newton, how many games do you think it's going to take the Denver Broncos to put Tebow on the field?
I don't think very many if they play like they did on Monday night.
Back to Cam Newton, what do you think about his consistency? Like, is he going to do this week after week, or was this a one-time wonder type of game?
Somewhere in the middle, I think. No way he's going to do that week after week in the NFL, but I don't think he's going to just tank. I think he's going to be a solid NFL quarterback.
Well, that was one of his problems in college. I mean, he was a solid quarterback, but he wasn't consistent game after game.
Well, and you're also going to run into the same situation that people are talking about with Michael Vick right now, is how durable is he? If he's going to take off and run down the field all the time, he's going to take some shots. And, I mean, yeah, he's a big boy, but, I mean, you need to get James Harrison running him down and taking out his helmet, and he could be down for a few days. So, because, you know, he takes off and runs and sacrifices his body, that could get him in trouble, too.
Sure.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining us. I'm glad that we have the Sports Basement back. After the break, we're going to take a look at OCU's biggest fan. We'll be right back.
My name's Alex Gang, and I play for OCU soccer team. I played soccer since I was really young. That was just my life. It's more like a family rather than an entity. You know, everybody contributes, you know, to the success of the team. So OCU soccer is more than a sport; it's a lifestyle.
Welcome back to OCU Sideline. Joining me now is Sonia Barrett. Sonia, you got a chance to catch up with Starsky.
I did. He is everyone's favorite Ram, but few people know just what it takes to be Starsky. And I got a chance to interview the students behind the face of the OCU mascot. Take a look.
He's been called a commander, an innovator, and a champion, but the students at OCU just call him Starsky. More than just your average Ram, Starsky has won numerous awards, including NCAA's Best All-Around Mascot. But, like all great mascots, there's more than just what appears on the outside. It's on the inside that counts. Inside the costume, that is. 2 OCU students, whose identities will remain secret, are the heart and soul of all that is Starsky. They shared with me just what it's like being OCU's favorite celebrity.
Once you have the head on and the costume and just, it completely changes your personality.
Once you get in the suit, it's just, you become a whole different person. It's like you're not even yourself, really.
It's this spirit that both students incorporate in their performances as Starsky. It's also carried them through camp this summer, where Starsky received top honors, beating out several Division I schools.
There were people like Texas Tech there, OSU, and Starsky actually got Best Mascot, which is a really cool thing. He's just making a big name for himself for OCU out there.
But to these students, being Starsky is more than just stepping into a costume. It's stepping into a whole new persona that brings a little something extra to OCU.
Everyone just loves him, and so it kind of unifies everybody.
Basically, Starsky's the face of OCU. When people want to get to when people think of OCU, they think of, you know, the arts, the sports, and Starsky.
For OCU Sideline, I'm Sonia Barrett.
Thanks for joining us, and be sure to stay on 22 for your latest update in the sports world. I'm Allison Gappett, and we'll see you next time.